What's up, everybody? Welcome back to whatever this is. So, today I guess I'm gonna mess around with some Dr. Mario. I think I have an hour before the kid wakes up today. And I don't know how this. Okay, there we go. I'm using this little. I'm on the Switch for the first time. First time I'm streaming on the Switch. I've played it, but I haven't actually played it on a TV yet. It's the first time I've just been handheld the whole time I've had it, because my kids kind of own the TV. Since I have a iPad, I only watch TV on the iPad really, and I just let them. They just do it. So let's do some Dr. Mario here. So if you've never played this, it's kind of like Tetris, but you got these pills, right? And you need to take out these viruses of the correct color. So you turn them a certain way, and you need to get 4 of them in a row, right? And there you go. You can sneak them underneath like that one. And you can go sideways, up and down, whatever. So yesterday I started tearing apart my rock garden I have sprinklers in my rock garden, because when I put it in, I didn't put it in correctly. And so it was I don't know, they had like trees and just all sorts of stuff in this thing. It was like a big median, like a big island sort of in the middle of my front yard. And basically, you know, it was just a nightmare when we moved in. It hadn't been taken care of, and it was just full of weeds and just plants. And, you know, because I bought my house was a foreclosure. And so basically it was a good deal. And so not everything was perfect with it, we'll say. So I had a lot of work to do when I first moved in. And so part of that was the yard. The other thing too is don't ever buy a house in the winter. I bought it in the winter, and the yard wasn't like in horrible shape, but there was things I didn't even know, because we more or less looked at it when it was snowy. You know what I mean? So that is one thing that I won't do again, is buy a house in the winter, you know, or look at it, because you can't see the state of the yard. And really, it's like, I don't know. I'm not good at yard work. That's probably really the problem. So anyways, so I need to delete these. Yeah, that wasn't good. I need to delete these sprinklers, because what I did with it is, instead of like, you know, I knew I wasn't going to do yard work really. So instead of just trying to weed it all the time or whatever, all I did was I just went through it and basically no, that didn't work. I need a hole that I can put things in that I don't have a place for. I just basically covered it with plastic and put gravel in it. But I didn't know how to deal with sprinklers. So I just left the sprinklers there. So they were just kind of poking out this whole time, right? But now I'm to the point to where I have the knowledge and the ability to get rid of the sprinklers. But it's just kind of a pain, because you don't know where the lines are, where the PVC is underground, to get to the source of these sprinklers to plug them off. So you have to, you know, you can kind of like look at, if it's a PVC pipe, what you can do is dig up one end of it, and then you can see where it's going to go, right? Like, but the problem is that I started digging up the sprinklers on the sprinkler side, and it's flex pipe, but it's like feet and feet of flex pipe. It's not like a few, 12 inches of flex pipe, and then you find the PVC. It's like they just did flex pipe. So yesterday I started digging, but I was able to find, I did find the pipe after about, 2 hours of digging, sort of not in random places, but in places that made sense to dig. I was able to find the source pipe finally. So I found the source pipe. It makes sense that that's the source pipe. It does. I dug up one of the sprinklers that was on the circuit, and I was just like, well, I just have to start trenching backwards. And it made the most sense by where they were that I was going to be digging the least amount, basically. And it was still 2 hours. And then there's parts where it's so compacted, it's like concrete. I had to get my air hammer out. I guess this is the way I think about this. Instead of just like going at it, I got my air hammer out and started chiseling into the ground. And I'm like, well, worst case scenario is that I hit the pipe with my air hammer and I have to repair another leak, which is what I've been doing all week. So hopefully I'll get good at it at some point. But anyways, so I did find the source pipe, and but I didn't find where those two sprinklers tie off of it yet. So I'm gonna do that today, I guess. But there's another sprinkler in there that is on another circuit, which is super annoying. So I'm going to have to find the source pipe for that too. And I think since it's just that one, I don't know. I might just, I don't know. The problem is it's in the gravel, right? And so in the gravel, I don't really want to dig up because I have to rip the plastic or cut the plastic that's underneath that I put to kind of stop the weeds. And that sort of worked for a few years, but now the weeds are there anyways, so I don't know why I'm bothering, but it's not that bad. There's like weeds that kind of grow around, and you go out and weed it for an hour or two, and then all the weeds are gone. So it's kind of like the more I get rid of the plastic, the more work will have to be done to de-weed it. And I don't like spraying crap, so I don't spray anything. I haven't done that in many years. I think I did it like the first couple years trying to spray it, and it doesn't really last anyways. And then you don't know like what you're doing to yourself spraying those chemicals, because like people say that stuff causes cancer and stuff. I don't know if it actually does. That's alleged, but whatever, who knows. This isn't medical advice, but so basically I need to dig it up and get rid of those sprinklers. Well, my hope is though that I'm getting rid of a water source for the plants so they won't be watered, and so they won't grow, at least for a lot of the year. Right now, whatever made them grow was natural water, because we haven't been running the sprinklers because it's been leaking, and I decided this year I'm not turning them on until they're not leaking anywhere. No leaks. That's the only way that we're running them. And if there's leaks, I'm just going to work on it every day until there isn't leaks. So that's what we're doing. So, and I just make it part of my 75 hard. It's just, I don't know if that's legal or not anyways, but I'm just doing this for fun anyways. I'm not doing 75 hard legally anyways because I failed. I never actually completed the first 75 hard. I did it for 5 months and I missed five things, mostly reading. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do today. Just going to go keep digging. I didn't get the Tahoe in the garage. I didn't start it at all. There was, yeah. So maybe today, if I can find out where those sprinklers start and get them blocked off, then that'll be basically all I have to do after that is just replace a couple sprinkler heads, and the sprinklers are ready after that. So that's all I'll have to do. and then I can move on back on to the Prius and the Tahoe, getting them fixed and to a better running condition, because we need vehicles to move around the world or whatever. Which, the way I do it, I don't have car debt, so I just have 3 vehicles that are in various states of repair all the time, and we drive the 2 that are in the best states. That's what we do. It's the way I do it. I don't know how everybody else does it. I don't know how they I don't know how you guys do car payments. I just don't get it. I don't know how people do car payments. I mean, obviously I know like how they do it, but like, how do you put money into retirement with credit cards and car payments and stuff? I don't know how. I don't think I could. I don't think I would do it. And I wouldn't do it. In fact, I would just do. Oh, that isn't going to work the way I thought it was. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do car payments and retire. I don't think. I just said I don't make enough money, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's a problem that I could, out earn, I guess, either. Because it's like with me, I'm either saving or spending. There's no in between. And I mean, I guess factually there isn't for anybody, but I wonder if people can save and spend, I don't know. I can't, though. I'm either in a saving mode or a spending mode. Basically, lately I've been in a spending mode a lot. I got that trailer done. Got these sprinklers done. I got my yard cleaned up. That was a little bit expensive. Not a ton, but, and I threw away stuff that, you think you're going to need, but it's just like, you're never going to need it. I threw away projects. Have you guys ever worked on a project and had an idea in your head and you wanted to build something and it didn't work out? Well, what do you do with that stuff? I've just like sat it on the side of my house, and for no reason, like I overcame those problems in other better ways, and so I don't need that stuff anymore. So I was able to actually throw it away, which is good, because now I have all this space. I have space to park my trailers. Like, my truck no longer sticks out over the sidewalk. You know what I mean? In my parking. So my parking situation is way better than it was 2 weeks ago or whatever. Which is nice. It's nice to be able to park, and not, like, because you kind of feel guilty too. Well, I think, you feel like, I don't want to like block, like the way that it is, I wasn't like blocking to where kids had to walk out into the road. If it was like that, then I wouldn't have done it. But they do still have to like, they have to go down into kind of the ramp part, That was all. And the way that my stuff is set up, it's all cemented. So it's not like they were walking in a park strip. You know what I mean? Like, because that area of my park strip is cemented. So it's still sidewalk that they're walking on. And like, I made sure I shoveled it really good in the winter and stuff. Kept the snow off. But still, they're just like, well, I wish I could just park over here and still have these toys that I want to have or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I think I need a new game on PlayStation. Like, I could always play this game. I think I could play this game forever. This is always the go-to. And it's nice now that I've figured out that it's on the Switch here like this. Because then you don't have to ROM it or whatever. Or get an emulator. That kind of stuff. I can play it on here. I don't know. Yeah, I should do more Switch stuff. It's either that or I should just find some obscure games, to play. Like do a truck driving simulator, Just name the video. What does a real truck driver think about truck driving simulator? And then, I'll get super famous doing that for a while. And then pretty soon, after a while that, I'll get called out for not being a real truck driver. It'll be good times. Because I am a truck driver, but I don't drive like a semi-truck. So, you know how that is. Some people don't think we're real truck drivers. I have a CDL, but it's just the way it is. If you don't drive kind of like the way it is, if you don't, sometimes anyways, I don't know, some people I don't think they care at all. I think they think that we're all the same. That's what I think. I think even the guy that doesn't have a CDL is the same as me. Like, he's driving the same truck as me a lot of the times. So it's just a box truck or whatever, but you got to think, he's still got to be out here dealing with the traffic, dealing with the bad drivers, dealing with the, all the stuff that we all have to deal with every day. It's like, just because he doesn't have a long-nosed Peterbilt, he isn't driving the Peterbilt. He's not the super trucker, but it is what it is. I'm like, I don't care. I like the company I work for. That's why I went with them. Because it was more about the job and not about the truck I was driving, I guess. But I could see people on the internet calling me out, being like, he's not a real truck driver. I wonder if I should like go in deeper and get to a point to where I'm driving like a tractor trailer. But I don't know, a lot of those guys work way more than I want to. They ended up going in at 1 a.m, and then they don't get off until like noon the next day. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. I like going in at like 4, and then I get off at before noon. So I go in later than them and I get off before them. I'm trying to like live life, not just work. I work to live. I don't live to work. I guess that's another reason why I don't have a freaking car payment, because like what are you guys doing? Oh, I thought that was blue. Really? It's all right. We'll fix it. That's how we're going to fix it. No, we're not going to do that. Never mind. I was going to go from the side, but then I was like, well, then I screw these other 2 viruses down here. Yeah, but it's like, how much are you in your car to have it cost that much? Like, do some time analysis. Okay? So, like, if you get a $30,000 couch, and you sit on that couch for let's say 6 hours a day, you know what I mean? 7 days a week, so it's 42 hours a week. Let's just say 40 hours a week times 50 weeks a year. What are you at? You're at 2,000 hours a year on that couch, something like that. And you spent $30,000 on that couch. Like, does that seem like a good deal to you? A good way to use your money? Just wondering. Because, like, you'll go spend $30,000 on a car, and you're in that car for a half an hour a day, not 6 hours a day. A half an hour a day. And it's 30 grand. I mean, I don't know what that math is on that, I guess. I guess it's 7 days a week, half an hour a day, let's say at the most. Let's say it's an hour a day. That's 7 hours a week times 50. I mean, yeah. It's like, that's a lot of money to be spending on stuff like that. I don't know. I don't get it. And I don't do it. But so what I did, I mean, I'm not that much better. Okay, like my Suburban, it broke. So this is the argument against my argument. So I bought it for $3,000. Like some of your guys' truck payment is $1,000 a month. So 3 months of your truck payment is what I bought my truck for. So $3,000, the initial payment, and it ran, drove, no problem, passed emissions, all that stuff. It was missing, and like the dude wouldn't even sell it to me. He's like, one of his criterias for selling it was he had to sell it to somebody who was mechanically inclined. And here's why. And he told me all this stuff before he sold it to me. So everything was above board. Dude was a super cool dude. I think he was a firefighter. And the truck was super cool. That's why I liked it. It was a secondary vehicle for me. And like I told him this, and this is why he sold it to me. But it had heating issues. And so what he was doing was cooling issues. I mean, he was chasing down a cooling problem. So anyways, I bought it for $3,000. Drove it home. It ran fine. The only time it had the cooling problem was when it was towing his trailer. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm going to tow a trailer with it, but I'll diagnose the cooling problem and, it'll be fine. So I go to tow my trailer the first time and it overheats kind of. It didn't I didn't let it get that hot because I kind of knew, what was going to go down. And so I started kind of diagnosing it, and it wasn't an easy diagnosis, So the first thing I did was change the water pump. Because it's an old truck, you just, they're easy to change on that thing, and I think they're only $50 or $60 or something. So I did that, and it seemed to help a little, but I don't know if it did or not. He had an aftermarket. Oh man, I did that wrong. He had electric fans on it, aftermarket electric fans with a custom shroud, I guess, thing. It was like an aluminum plate with holes in it that the fans were attached to. Okay, so he spent some money on that because he had to go hire somebody to make that thing. He didn't make it. He wasn't that kind of guy. He was the kind of guy that hires somebody to make that thing for him. Anyway, so he did that. And so, I was like, well, I'll keep the electric fans. I didn't know anything about electric fans. I've never worked with them before. So I did the water pump. Then I diagnosed a clogged radiator. And so what I did is I went around the radiator with a thermometer and found a bunch of hot spots and a bunch of cool spots. Okay, so hot and cool. And so I put a new radiator in it, and that helped a little bit, but it was still it would still get too hot. And so I was watching a YouTuber, Matt's Off-Road Recovery. He's talking about how electric fans don't work. And, he's down there doing recoveries in the desert in Sand Hollow. And so I'm like, well, I have this truck that has electric fans on it, and it only overheats when I'm towing because maybe it's because of these electric fans, right? So I sourced, and the dude did give me a lot of the original parts so that I could convert it back to manual fan because he had taken it off and it was only running on electric. And so I did that, and that fixed it. Between those different upgrades, and I think what happened was originally the thing started kind of getting hot and overheating because the radiator was getting clogged or was clogged, and so he put electric fans on it trying to fix it, and that didn't work. And then he sold the truck for me for cheap, and he wanted to make sure I was a mechanic so that I could fix it, so he wasn't just selling me his problem. I think that's what went down. Anyways, so I fix it. And the argument against what I'm doing is this. I fixed it, and I put all that time and money into it, and then used it some more, and it worked. And I don't know exactly what or why had this happen, but we went camping, and the battery died, and the alternator died kind of on the same trip. So that, that stuff happens. I went and bought the new stuff and put it on, and started driving the truck home. And on the way home, my wheel tried to fall off. One of my wheels, it broke a couple studs, and it basically, I had like 3 lug nuts left by the time I figured out what was happening. So I got some help, and was having somebody else help me tow the trailer home, and I was limping my truck home on 3 studs, and basically the trailer got rear-ended while somebody else was towing it, just because this kid was like weaving through traffic, and we were driving a little bit slower. We weren't driving, we were going like 40 in a 60, hazards on, everything. It's not like we weren't like impeding traffic. There was a pass lane. The dude was just driving out of control, so whatever. So that was an interesting trip. So I get new wheels and tires. I get new wheels for it, I should say. I had them put the tires were still good, so I just put the tires on the new wheels. I think that was like $800 for 4 new wheels, so not bad. They're not like, they look good. They look better than the old wheels did, so right, whatever. So then I'm still cruising along, and I guess this next part, I don't know what happened, but I took it on a trip. I towed my trailer up there, and then I went home and go to park my trailer, and I have no reverse. So mind you, like, I've put 5,000 miles on this truck at this point. So, but it was used and old, and that's just the way that I buy vehicles. So it is what it is. So I'm like, all right, no reverse. Well, I have this money sitting here because I don't have any car payments. I'll just have the transmission rebuilt. My dad had recently had his motorhome transmission rebuilt, and so he knew a good shop that was, it's all they do is transmission rebuild. So I go down there and I'm like, can you rebuild this thing, and I'll pull it out and give it to you. And so we did that, and I gave it to them, and they rebuilt it, and I had them put in heavy duty parts because all I did was tow a lot of weight with that truck. So I'm like, can you kind of bulletproof this transmission? Oh man, I hit the button too much. And so that I can tow my big heavy trailer with this thing and not have to worry so much about it or whatever. So they did that, and so I got my truck back. And the very next trip, okay, so that was in kind of like October, November, something like that. And so I put the transmission in. I drive it around town a little bit here and there. And I'm like, cool, that's all good, right? The very next trip I take it on, I go out camping. I do my camping. When I get there, I want to back the trailer up onto something to level it. So I put the tires on something to kind of level it side to side, right? So I do that. And when I do that, I put the truck in for low. And basically what happens next is I park the truck, I camp the whole weekend, and then when we go to leave, it's super windy. And so I'm driving the truck, and I feel all this resistance because it's so windy. I'm like, it must just be the wind. The truck is really having a hard time, seemingly like it feels resistant, like it's having a hard time pulling my trailer, which normally it didn't. I had good power, so like, what the hell's going on? So anyways, I just kept going, and I should have stopped. And once I realized something was wrong and figured it out, and I got to stop doing that. Sometimes I just like, whatever, but I should just stop. But I didn't, and I blew the engine. We figured out that it was oil starved, and basically I melted the or the crank bearings, or whatever you call that, the bearings that, I don't know if they're rod or I don't know what kind of what bearings they'd be, but the bearings that go around the crankshaft that are the connecting rods. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I'm not thinking of what bearings those are supposed to be called. I should know that. But anyways, so yeah, that's what happened. So I got enough people to come bail me out basically and tow me home. So whatever. That was fine. So then I buy a new engine and put it in it. And that actually, that's the sort of more or less the stage that I'm at right now with it. So overall, I'm in this thing, I think like somewhere around 13 or 15,000 at this point. I don't know what I'm doing here on this game though. Looks like I'm kind of failing. So, still not bad compared to if I had $1,000. I've had the truck for like 3 or 4 years, right? So if I had $1,000 a month truck payment, and I get that it's not a direct comparison because I don't get the type of truck that you get with that type of truck payment either. But I'm working on that. That's why I'm building a center console and stuff like that. But anyways, the point is that I'm into this truck more than I've ever been into a vehicle, I think. And like hopefully it will kind of start to work out and it will stop breaking. But even like I fixed the oil leak. So after we did the engine, when we did the engine, we broke the oil cooler lines pulling the engine out, which they're old and need to be replaced anyways, and they were probably leaking. It was probably part of the oil leak from before. So I got new ones. In the process of getting new ones, somehow we lost the O-rings, or there weren't O-rings. So we tried to get the correct O-rings, and the internet wasn't really helpful with the correct size, and other people were having this same issue. And so I basically just put what I thought was the right size in there and ran it, and they leaked. So, and it's not a super easy place to get to change them back out after the fact. The manual recommends you pull the front differential. That's what the manual says to do. I don't know if that's like a Haynes manual or what. That's something I read in a forum. I don't have that manual. But anyways, that's what I read. So, but you can get to it. It takes some practice in working on your pick skills, and picking the O-rings out when they're the wrong size and putting the O-rings in when they're the right size. It's kind of one of those things where you got to have your tongue stuck out at just the correct angle, and you'll get it. But so I did that. I got the oil leak fixed. But now I have this other problem where I basically have a coolant leak, or I'm burning coolant, which is a problem. So I've been trying to work out that, but I can't find the leak. It's just, about once a month or so, I have to put coolant in it. So I'm not sure what to do about that. It's just these problems. I don't know if you have a car payment. The point is, I don't know if you have a car payment if you have these same problems. Like, are you guys with car payments? Are you out there still just having to go to the shop all the time and get your car fixed? And, or is that why you buy new cars? Like, I don't know. New cars break too. I know that, but it's just like, yeah. I mean, this truck is broken more than... Maybe I've just gotten lucky up until now, but it's like, I'm just gonna, at what point do you stop rebuilding it? And, cause if I just keep going, well, look at what I've done. I've got the engine. So that's a big deal. It's a new engine, right? Now, it does like have a little bit of a lifter tick, quote unquote new, thanks to whoever rebuilt it. And, it's just got a little lifter tick. It's all right. It's not that big a deal. I don't think. I'm just going to run it. So other than that, though, it's like, I had some exhaust leaks too, but I've fixed most of those. There's still one little teeny itty bitty one that I've got to get, but I'll get it. At least it's not as annoying as it was, I know the pills are dropping too fast now. I don't know how this is going to go here. I might get out of control here in a minute on this, because I couldn't get the talking while I'm doing this is probably not helping, but I couldn't really get this stuff gone. There we go. Now we have a big old area we can drop stuff into when we get the wrong pieces. Like that. We need some reds. Let's get these reds in here. Yeah, but it's so I'm like 13 grand into this 2001 truck, right? Oh, that sucks. That is not good right there. So, I mean, you know, but it has a rebuilt transmission, so that should last a good long while, right? What else? You know, a rebuilt engine, so that should last a good long while, as long as I can, you know, overcome my maintenance issues, because I suck at maintenance, which I should be able to. And then, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I think I need to start moving sideways, because this is going to go too fast. So what we need is a blue. Well, we can do a red-blue right here, right? And then another red-blue right there. And then this one is going to have to go into there. Oh no, it messed it up. Why? Why? Oh, why? Put that into there. That'll get rid of that. Let's just start at the top again. Now, if I can get some double yellows. One double yellow would take care of it now. Just start paying attention and stop talking. Yeah, so I'm in the truck, like let's say 15,000. You know, after everything. But it's a somewhat new truck, you know? I mean, it's like all the stuff that I have to do now is maintenance and other things that you have to do anyways, you know? But basically it has more or less a new alternator, a couple years old. New battery, new transmission. I'm never going to get a double yellow now. It's the last double yellow ever. Oh, there it is. Oh, man. Can't make this up. There's no way. I'm going to lose this thing. Okay. See, I can't flip it fast enough. I tried flipping it, and I can't flip it fast enough to make it happen. I'm going to lose. It's over. Okay. So now we just need one yellow. Oh, no. I give up. Usually I can get to 20 on medium, so I think talking while I was doing it is really screwing me up here. But anyways, I get that truck, right? And so now what I'm doing, oh, and I totally forgot the thing printed. I was supposed to show you that thing. I'll go get it in a minute. But the phone charger printed and worked. But it took 4 days to print. And so I think what I'm going to do is I think I talked about this yesterday, but I'm just going to build a box on the bottom to mount the CV in with like just whatever I have. I'll either do it out of metal or whatever. I mean, I think I even have like some wood out there I could build it out of, but I'm just going to build it and then the top parts I'm just going to bolt on, and I'm going to paint the whole thing black because it almost looks pink. The beige wasn't really beige. Anyways, it printed and worked. But that's why I'm building that thing, because the new trucks, they have like this thing where you can just put your phone in and it charges, the wireless charging. My phone won't even work with the cord in it 75% of the time anyway. So, but you know, that's another thing. It's like you spend your $1,000 a month on your truck payment to get that interior piece, you know, to get the cameras all the way around the truck, like, you know. And like, I'm happy for you that you can do that, but I can't do that and retire. I can only do one and, you know, raise these kids and all this other stuff I'm trying to do. I can't do all of it. I can only do one of it. So, okay, let's start where we were. 10 at medium. Let's see if we can get to 20. I'll try to pay a little more attention this time and knock these viruses down before it gets too crazy, because the thing just goes faster and faster and faster, like as time goes on, you know. I don't know what to do with that. guess we'll put that there. Probably shouldn't have put that there, but it is what it is. I had to get rid of it. We'll put the yellow red here. The blue red, I don't have one. I'll just put it there. Deal with it later. I can put that there. I can get that there. That there. And now we have a blue red. Oh crap. That's not good. Now I can do that there. I can do alright, I gotta start paying attention here. Okay, blue red. I don't have one. Blue over here. Blue red over here. I don't have a blue red again. Let's get rid of this thing. Let's get this knocked down, and then we'll deal with that in a minute. Let's just put this blue here. We'll put that yellow red over here. Let's get these all these off colors knocked away here. And put that there. That one there. That one there. Blue, red again. Oh, I had one over there. Oh well, I guess we're doing this. I guess we're just gonna do this. Okay, we can do that. Now we can start to get rid of this one. Get rid of that one. Crap, I don't have any place for that. Yellow, red can be over here. We'll get this red taken out there. And then we might be able to sneak this one over here and get rid of those two. And then that makes this better. I guess there. So now we can get rid of that. And we do have a yellow red now, right there. I should have tipped that up on its side or something. Oh well, let's just keep working through it here. I think we'll just get this yellow one from the bottom. Then we can sort of use it as our point to drop wasted pieces on. Yeah, so if we just take this one and turn it like that, and then we'll work across the deal this way, and we'll get that yellow one down there done. Okay, do I have a... yeah, there. Okay, blue, red, or blue, yellow. Yeah. That there, and then that gets that, and then gotta start focusing so I can get to round 20. You can put this underneath here and get these blues. That should be able to go there. See, much better than last time when I'm not talking, I guess. We can start to attack this yellow one down here too. We just need one yellow there. That should be good. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know. I'm just going to keep upgrading the thing. Like, the other thing is that I've done stuff to it that, you know, makes it like a kind of like an overlander. And I did a lot of this work right before I blew the engine because I was kind of trying to get rid of the idea of taking this big camp trailer camping, you know, and I've talked a lot about that because, you know, basically what I want to do is be able to go camping faster. And so I built this little trailer that just has a bathroom in it, and we sleep in the truck. So it works. We have a bathroom, we have a truck, we have our beds, we have a kitchen, you know, we have everything that we need. And it's not a camper. The shower situation is going to be a little bit different than it used to be, but I'm working on that. That'll be kind of the next thing. But basically, we have, you know, all the stuff is there. All the parts are there. They're just in a little bit different orientation. And oh, jeez. Well, this isn't good. This isn't going well already. Let's see if we can fix it here. not good. We put that there, and then yellow down there. Should be able to get rid of that, and that one there. That's not good. But I guess we'll put that there. I guess we'll get rid of these, and then we can come over here and do this, and put the yellow over there. Do I have a red blue right here? Yellow blue. And we need to get rid of that yellow anyways. And I don't know. Then I'll just mess it up again. Okay. Put the yellow on it. Then that'll waste the blue that we needed for the bottom. Perfect. Okay, now I don't have a red yellow. So I'll just put that over there, I guess. Do I have a blue yellow? Kind of. It's not going to help me on the next one though. I guess I'll just put that there. And then red there. That opens that up. So, oh, come on. Why? Why am I not good at this game? Just freaking horrible. Oh no. I did the wrong thing. There we go. Also, like, I need to get a better monitor. I keep saying that, but I don't do it. I think the kids are gonna wake up at 7 today, so we got about 20 minutes. I'm gonna start playing Minecraft dungeons, I guess, for a little bit. Then I'll go start digging again for my first workout. Be digging today. Or should I? I don't know. I might stop. I might just start 75 hard again tomorrow. So they did like a, yeah, I stopped 75 hard yesterday because there was a party, I'll say, and there was cheesecake. So I was like, well, whatever. We'll start again tomorrow. And chips, cheesecake and chips. But I know, all right? But look, I'm just doing it for funsies anyways, because I'm not even allowed, because I never finished the first one. I don't know what I'm doing over here with all this mess. Get that one, get that one, get that one. Gotta stop giving me the blues. Because I don't have any place for the blues, really. Or those. I guess I'm just gonna do this. Just gonna jack up this yellow guy here. Yellow and blue guy down there. Do a little sideways action on that one. Yeah. Start to dig this yellow guy out, I guess. Put that there. We can get rid of that. I should be able to do this. Now I was trying something there, it didn't work. Obviously. There. Guess we could put that there. That might eventually turn into something. Yeah, look at that. I meant to do that. It was always on purpose. You guys doubted me. Oh, come on. I was pushing over. I swear this is like not very sensitive enough or something. Because I was pushing over and it didn't go in there. That was going to be a sweet deal because I was going to get rid of all of them. But now I don't. Have to do them separately or something, or get rid of that yellow piece somehow. Maybe I can do that. Oh, look, I can. Then if I can just shove a red piece in there and have it work this time. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go get that thing. I'll be back. All right, so I got a shiny head today. Guess I could put on a hat. So yeah. Also, I got this like thing up here. I noticed it yesterday and I didn't adjust anything because whatever. So this was how the bottom turned out. So bottom two pieces, I don't know if I showed you that or not. And there's the switch panel in it. It's going to need a little bit of adjustment on this because you can see all these lines. Sometimes this happens where your the printer didn't get messed up. What happened was I printed it like this. Okay, and I didn't glue the bed. Now you can see the deformation right here. See how this area, it actually curves? It's slight, but it is there. It's not totally flat. And so what happened is it printed it flat on the bed, and then the thing deformed up like this. So it's on the bed, and it deformed up. And so when that happens, you get lots of other little issues. Like, I don't know if you can see, but this is flat here, and then this part is bumpy because it, but with the way that this is going to work, it shouldn't matter. I can just come in and grind this off. I don't even need that because that is it's gonna run into this like this. Now it's not, you can't see it because there's a screw there. It's gonna be like that, but over. I can't totally show you because the screw is in the way. The screw will actually go through this piece and screw this to this. That'll be part of its attachment. But it's going to go in the truck like this. It's going to kind of be sitting like this. And then there's going to be another one over here, right? So, I'll have my switches, got my Phoenix. I'll have both radios, and then I'll have a place to charge my phone, which this ended up working out too. So there you go. That fits in there pretty well. It'll kind of sit like this. My phone sits in it, and it does work. It charges, and it'll just sit there. Whenever, it's kind of aimed up at me. It's like the bottom of the truck, the flat bottom of the truck is like at this angle. And so it's just going to sit in there like that at that angle, which I think it'll work. Then I'll have my switches for, my air horn, air compressor, not air conditioning, to turn on the compressor for the air conditioning. And whatever else. I can't remember what the other two are. Like I might wire one of them up to the tow haul switch because it's broken, and one of them to the transmission cooler fan. Yeah, that's another thing. When I rebuilt it, I put another transmission cooler on it with another fan on it to really make sure that my temps are good, my transmission stays cool, and it doesn't have an issue. Now it's rebuilt. I don't know where to put all this stuff. I have too much stuff on my desk. I need to clean this studio out again, too. But anyways, there's that. It turned out. I just don't know if I want to wait another week or whatever for it to print the base either. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, it's just a lot. How do I get out of here? 2 game selection. It's just a lot of time, whereas I could just, kind of slap something together real quick. The bottom piece is the part that I don't need to be custom. It's just a square box, more or less. It just needs to match up to the center console that's already there, and then match up to this stuff, which should be easy to do. It's just, this stuff here, really this whole piece right here was the part that really needed to be 3D printed. Even the switch holder thing, this thing, I could do this easily with the materials I have, not have to do all this. But this didn't take that long to print. It was like 24 hours for both pieces. So, 12 hours each or whatever. One of them did deflect off, and so I just cut it off. I don't need that part anyways. So, it's just like this part really is but needed to be custom because it's got to fit the charger, and it's got to stay in the right spot, and then the phone has to stay in the right spot, and so it's got to be at the right angle, and I still don't even know that. If it's at too steep of an angle, it might fall out, which if it is, I'm just going to change the insert. You know what I mean? So like just redo the insert until it works. Instead of reprinting the part that takes 4 days, I'll reprint the insert that only takes 12 hours or whatever. So, yeah. Should we try a new game? There's going to be games in here that I've never played before, or haven't played in a very long time. Battletoads. I haven't really played a lot of these. I haven't set up this page. You can I think you can move these things around. So if you push Y, then you can move them. The other one I kind of set up to games that I might play or whatever. And then on these it has like this little special thing at the top. I think that means that it's like cheated somehow. Or they're like at the end of the game or something like that, so you can almost beat it. I don't know. Maybe we should do try a Zelda or something. Do a new series. Looks like I already started it. I think I just barely started it though. I got the lamp. Okay, so I went into all the rooms now. Looks like on this level. I don't really see anything too crazy in there, so let's go down. I got a key. So we need to go through here. Alright. Guess don't go down there. The pit of doom. Seems like sometimes you can move stuff like this or whatever. Can I save this? I wonder if I can like save and quit. Okay. So yeah, so I can save it. So whenever, because I think that whenever the kid wakes up, I thought he was going to wake up at 7, which is like 10 minutes ago. I guess he must have slept through his alarm. Oh well. Guess I'll just keep playing. Maybe we'll have to do that later. I don't have the key anymore, so I guess I used it, so I gotta get a new key. Must be in here. Yeah, the first Zelda was a lot harder than this. I mean, unless I just haven't gotten to the hard parts yet. But I played through the first one recently. And some of the guys in that are pretty hard. Nice, I got the boomerang. To equip it, so I gotta equip it. So Okay, so why does the boomerang and this one does the sword there under? Can I move any of these? Secret rooms? Anybody got some secret rooms? I should pull up a guide and just go through it with the guide. Make sure I'm actually getting all the stuff. I think I probably am so far. Because I'm probably just going to go through here and then go to these 2 basement rooms. I haven't gone up to this floor though, to the 2nd floor. I don't know how we go up. But it's not up here, I don't think. So use the key to get through there and then go back down. I don't know if the boss is down at the bottom or what. But I'm not full on health. Basement 2, and then I don't have any bombs or anything, so I can't see why or what that would be about. Got a heart from that one. Some hearts down here. What is that? Is that the boss? Probably is here. Some sort of robot chicken. Keep missing. Don't get close enough to it when I release the thing. So I don't know what's in the top floor, but I missed it. I guess I gotta go back up there. Let's see. Uh-oh. I finally got the big key. It can open many locks that small keys cannot. Let's see if I can get some hearts. And unlock this thing. Get the Zelda. So I guess we have to get up to the 2nd floor. It's up here. So I guess I'm still in the basement. I need to go this way. Can I jump off here? Nice. So I don't know if this counts as the 2nd floor or what. This goes up. This goes up. So I guess this is the throne room. So, what am I pushing? This thing? Does this thing go up? Is this the room that... Or do I still need to go somewhere else? Let's see. No, this is something else. So there's another room. Oh, I can't go back. Alright, well, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't have anything that necessary in it. There's a rat over there. I think I have the lamp. Can light this stuff up. So it only lasts for so long, looks like. Oh, we have so much magic. Well, the kid didn't wake up, so I guess I should just go start doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know. We really should go on a bike ride today. So I think we're just gonna do a bike ride from the house. Test out the new trailer. We'll throw that on and maybe we'll just go up to the park or something for a while. Come back and do yard work. Get the sprinklers really need to be running today. By the end of today. I think we have enough stuff that we should be able to do that, but I need to cap off those other two, so if I can get that done. And then I'll just have to play the game with the kid later today rather than earlier because he didn't wake up. Found a key. And there just happens to be a door right here. Let's get through this area. All right, well, I'm going to stop it here, I think. So